Hey, this is Stephanie. I have a question. Is it possible to control our thoughts? I hear and read a lot about this, and there are famous books like As a Man Thinketh and Think and Grow Rich that seem to suggest that if we can just control our thoughts, we'll get whatever we want and we'll be happy. There's definitely some truth to that. I think that we can consciously choose to create new patterns of thought that create neural pathways that are familiar and can switch from old ways of thinking to new ones so that those thoughts become stickier for us, easier for us to keep in our heads, the thoughts that we want that will help us to appreciate our families, our loved ones, to be grateful, to cultivate states of happiness. At the same time, I'm not so sure we can fully control our thoughts. Now, I don't know this for sure, but here's how it seems to me. There are thoughts that I'm aware of. I'm going to quote Yogi Bhajan, who is the creator of Kundalini Yoga, who said that every second there are 1,000 thoughts going through our mind, and we can only be aware of one. What about the other 999 thoughts? What happens to them? Because some of them are really powerful. So there might be one thought. It's like thoughts are in this current going through our mind all the time. And some of them are sticky for us, and some of them are like, oh, there that goes. That was a funny thought, haha. And others like, freaks me out, right? And they get sticky and they get stuck and we hang on to them. And those are those habitual patterns of thought. And so while we can create new patterns of thought consciously, trying not to think something is pretty much impossible, right? So we can focus on thoughts we want, but if I'm having this thought that something bad is going to happen, and I say, don't think that thought, don't think something bad's going to happen. It's like, don't think about a pink elephant. Immediately I'm thinking about a pink elephant. Instead, I have to get myself to think about a thought such as, everything's okay. Everything's going to be all right. And what about those unconscious thoughts that are happening, the ones that we don't know about? How do we deal with those? I am finding in the conversations I have with people that bringing them to awareness can be really helpful. There's also work that can be done on that unconscious level to release them, the ones that are stuck, the ones that get sticky, like we cling to them and have patterns of thought around them. Because the truth is that no thought is true, it's just a thought. Some seem to be truer than others, some are certainly more useful than others, but it's just, but it is a thought. It's not what's happening. And yet that's what creates our reality. That's a big part of what creates our reality. So I don't have solid answers on this, but I like pondering it because I like asking myself the question, how can I use my thoughts and interact with my thoughts to create more freedom and joy and fulfillment in my life? What relationship can I cultivate with my thoughts? I took a strengths survey not too long ago. I'll see if I can link to it below this video to find out my top strengths. And there are 5 strengths that are associated with happiness. And they are love, zest, that is in zest for living, curiosity, hope, and gratitude. And I was really excited to see that I have 4 of those top 5, 4 of those 5 strengths that contribute to happiness in my top 5, which is probably why I'm really a pretty happy person most of the time. And the one of those strengths that is the most malleable is gratitude. Gratitude is something that we can very consciously and easily cultivate with habits such as writing down what we're grateful for, practices of saying thank you to people, incorporating this into your life is a great way to become more happy. And it's very strategic. It's very specific and tangible. It's something that we can do. And in fact, that's my number one. It was my number one strength, was gratitude, which kind of surprised me, but I liked it. And I really am grateful for everything. And I work on that. It's not like I was born that way. Everything that comes, I think, what's the gift in this for me? What's the learning here for me? So that's what I would pose to you today, that question. What's the gift here for you, even in the thought? Because each thought, even the sticky ones, provide us with the opportunity to become aware of the thought, and then choose. Question it. We can question that thought and say, is this true? That's one way to do it. We can say, oh, well, that's interesting, and not think of it as a truth. But I think questioning the thought is really most helpful for the sticky ones. So what's the gift for you today in the things that are challenging you, the thoughts, the feelings, the people? And I would love to talk with you about this. If you'd like to be one of my 100 conversations with inspiring entrepreneurs, just click the link somewhere around this video and we'll chat.